So hi, my name is Sandy. I'm a licensed realtor here in Central Florida. I'm in the Orlando area. I want to do a video today on, is the market crashing, right? The real estate market, is it crashing? Right now we're in November of 2022. Interest rates are at 7 point something right now. I don't know what 7 point something like that. Going up to 8 maybe. And the market is softening. Where there's still some bidding wars in some areas for sure. In our area for short-term rental, that means properties that are zoned to be used for Airbnb, that kind of stuff. Those still are having multiple offers on them. Some homes in our area are still having multiple offers. But for some of the homes, they're sitting on the market longer and they're not getting as much as they were getting a few months ago. So is this a crash and is it being deliberately done? So we got to think about this. Before COVID, the market was, we had a normal market going. It wasn't a bad market. It wasn't a buyer's or seller's market. It was a pretty good market. When COVID hit, it was being predicted that the market is going to crash. So people are just waiting to get foreclosures because people are getting forbearance because they couldn't pay their mortgage because everything was shut down. The government stepped in to try to help them. Then we got into 2021 and the market just kind of blew up. Like it just took off. Like it was insane. Multiple offers, 20 offers on a property, 50 offers on a property. Property selling way over in some areas over $100,000 over asking price. So it just went bananas, right? And now we come to the point where in the lower part of 2022, right? And now interest rates are rising. They begin to climb a few months ago and they keep climbing. Now, I like to do a lot of research before I do videos because I want to make sure what I'm saying is going to make sense and I don't look like an idiot, right? So I've been talking to a few IO people. I've been doing some research, and one of the scenario that people are saying, or that some of the experts are saying, I should say, is the Feds might be deliberately crashing the market. Why would the Feds deliberately crash the market? Well, here's one scenario. One scenario is that they're going to continue to increase interest rate, right? They're going to keep climbing interest rate to crash the market. And once the market crash, Wall Street is going to come in and buy a lot of properties for cash. Right now, as we speak today, and I've been telling my buyers this a lot, if you're thinking of buying a home, this really is going on. Wall Street or hedge funds that are funded by Wall Street are buying up a lot of properties and they're buying it for cash. Back in the days, Wall Street was only buying properties that was like, like an office building or an apartment building, an apartment complex and that kind of stuff. All of a sudden, they're now interested in residential single family home, guys, and that's kind of scary because a typical buyer is not going to have Wall Street money. And when the market was going crazy, Wall Street was buying homes for thousands and thousands of dollars over asking price. So you could not compete with that. In our area, in Central Florida, especially around the Disney area, if you're not buying cash or you're not putting 20% or more down, you're in an awkward position because there's so many people buying cash and putting more than 20% down because our area is more of a second home area. So people are selling their home in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, wherever it is, and they're coming here to buy. So that means the equity they get from the home that they're moving from, they're coming into Florida and they're buying the home, also in California. So they could possibly compete with Wall Street. But if you're a first-time home buyer and you're looking to buy a home and you only could do a FHA 3.5% down or maybe a conventional 5% down and you don't have 20% down, you're going to be competing with Wall Street. And if what they're saying is true, if the Feds are increasing interest rate to crash the market, so the hedge funds, those companies that came and bought a lot of properties back in 2008, I'm not saying this is a 2008 market, but the scenario is they're going to continue to increase interest rates to try to stabilize the market or crash the market somewhat. So the hedge funds are going to come in. So now we're going to have desperate sellers, and the hedge funds are going to now come in and buy these homes for cash from these desperate sellers. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So that's one scenario. Another scenario is interest rates are climbing because they're trying to, they try to control inflation, but that is going to come back down. So there are some experts are predicting that by next quarter, interest rates are going to start coming down. So the beginning of 2023, we're going to start seeing a slowdown in interest rate. Now, I don't know if this is true. I hope this is true, right? For our sake, or for your sake, if you're looking to buy a home, but we don't know if that is true. So what I'm going to put out to you right now is we have to watch the market to see what's going on. Is Wall Street trying to crush the market? We don't know. We have to wait and see. But let's pretend that they're trying to stabilize the market. Let's pretend that the reason that our interest rates are going up truly is because they're trying to control inflation. The problem with that is once you increase interest rates, you have to give it some months to kind of level out, right? So let's say you increase interest rate by 1 or 1.5% or 0.5%, whatever it is. You have to give the market 6 to 9 months for it to kind of correct itself with that kind of increase in interest rate. But what's going on right now is they just keep increasing the interest rate. They're not giving it time to kind of see where it's going. They're not giving it time for the economy to catch up with it. They just keep increasing it. So the question is, are you really increasing the interest rate to control inflation? Or are you trying to manipulate and control the real estate market to a point where the hedge fund companies or Wall Street can come in and buy single family homes and turn potential home buyers into renters? Because let's face it, guys, if you can't buy a home, you're going to have to rent a home. You have to live somewhere. And I've been telling this to my buyers a lot lately, over the last few months. I'm like, guys, the hedge funds are on the market. They're buying homes for cash and they're renting them. They're also buying homes for cash, homes, single family residential home in residential areas, not only in Florida, but across the US. They're buying single family residential home and they're sitting on them. So they're renting some out and they're just sitting on some. To the point where some builders in our area refuse to sell to investors of any kind. So in some communities where the builders are building, if you go in and you say you're buying a home to rent it back, they won't sell to you because they're trying to control this. They're trying to give the primary homeowner a chance. But the fact of the matter is, if interest rates continue to climb and there's less and less buyers on the market that could qualify to buy a home, the builders are going to have no other choice but to start selling to these investors. And when hedge funds buy properties, they buy them in bulk. So let's say they went to a new construction development, they might buy 20 homes all at one time, or they might buy, if it's a townhome being built, they might buy like a whole slab of townhome in that one community. Or if it's single family homes, they could buy 10 to 20 homes all at one time, just like that, because they have the money and they're going to buy cash, and they really don't need the builder's incentive. The builders give these incentives for a regular homeowner to buy a home and to help them to buy this home. So they'll help them to pay their interest rate down, and they'll help them to pay their closing costs, and give them a few other incentives like some upgrades. But when Wall Street come into play, they just buy the home as it is. So if we were in a difficult market where things are selling slowly, and I'm a builder and I have let's say I'm building 100 homes in this development and I sold 25 of them and I'm having a problem to sell the other 75, all of a sudden the hedge funds on Wall Street is going to look very good to me to just come and buy like a bulk of these homes so I don't have to worry about it. So this should be very concerning for home buyers and for home sellers and for the real estate industry at large, even for everyone, right? So if you're thinking of buying a home, now would be a good time to position yourself to buy one. And I'm going to encourage you to buy new construction. I'm going to encourage you to do two things. One, buy new construction because the builders are helping you with your closing costs and they're helping to pay your interest rate down. That's what I would say. Number two, if you're going to buy a resale home, buy a resale home with a seller that's willing to help you. So that means the seller is willing to help you to buy your interest rate down and probably help with your closing costs as well. When we work with our sellers, we pre-certify their home. So if you find a home that's a pre-certified home or a pre-certified resale home, that'd be a great home to buy, because that home is going to come with a 2-year home warranty. It's going to come with the inspection already being done, so you don't have to worry about any problems, because the seller will be aware of any problems and fix it before it goes on the market. It's also going to become with a preliminary title search and municipal search, so that way you know that there's no liens or anything like that in the middle of the transaction the deal is going to fall apart. Because when you're buying a home and a deal falls apart, you're going to be out your appraisal money and you're going to be out your inspection money. You're not going to get that money back, right? That's gone. You're going to get your deposit back, but you're not going to get the money you spent in trying to buy the home. So you want to make sure you're buying a home that when you start spending money in this economy, you're not going to lose it. So you want to buy a new construction home or a pre-certified pre-owned home, and we sell those a lot because we have our sellers pre-certify their home so that when a buyer comes to buy, they have no problem. If you're looking to sell one home and to buy another home, this would be a great time to do so, because you could pre-certify the home that you are selling to make sure you get it sold fast to a buyer, that the buyer knows that they're buying a home with a reassurance, and then you could then get that money to buy the other home. We have a lot of programs to help you to do so, to make sure you don't end up homeless. But think about what's going on, guys. Open your eyes. If you're in the real estate market looking to buy a home, now may be a great time to buy, because interest rates are still at a low, even though it's not as low as it used to be, doubled, but at least it's not 13, 14, it's not double digits, which it might very well get to if what they're saying is true. If what they're saying is true, that Wall Street is looking, the feds are intentionally increasing interest rate to crash the market so that Wall Street could come in and buy all these residential homes for cash to turn you into a renter, that's not a great thing, right? It is not a great thing. And if you're a seller, if you already own your home and this was to happen, interest rates continue to climb and the market crash, what kind of value is your home going to have, right? So these are some serious times. We got to really watch the market, see what's going on. And if you're looking to buy, now would be a good time to do so, because the more buyers that come in the market to buy, the less homes Wall Street will have to buy up, right? Like, think about it. Like, if the same builder, if he has 100 homes in this development and he has qualified buyers to buy them, he's not going to want to sell to Wall Street, right? So this is some very, very crazy time that we're in right now. And if I was a homeowner, I would not be selling to Wall Street or the hedge fund company. I would try to sell to a regular buyer. That way the community will be kept in a certain way, as opposed to Wall Street just owning the entire community and then they have the talk. I know the neighbors who are going to be your neighbors. Normally neighbors come together and they try to help with their communities. But when Wall Street is in there, if they own 75% of the community, you really have no say. You would be in the 25%. So these are just some things to think about, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate you watching my video. Again, my name is Sandy and I am in Central Florida. I'm a licensed realtor here in the Central Florida area. Call or text me with any questions or concerns or your own comments at 407-791-4713. My information should be below or somewhere on the top. We are a part of the Giff group. See you on the next video.